Welcome in, Chase and Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3, The Game here on this Monday. Made it through the weekend. I got another week ahead of us, but glad you're here with us to have some fun. Chase McCabe and Big Joe Dubin, Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier on the ones and twos. JoJo, what's up?
What's going on, man? It's good to hear your voice and see you again. How's things going? I don't really care. I'm just asking because that's in my script.
Well, that's nice. I mean, you know, it is. It's like, hello, good morning, welcome to the show. Joe, how are you?
Yeah,
I'm good, Chase. How are you?
It's like when Mr. Burns got the blood transfusion. He was all alive again. And he ran through the warehouse and didn't know anybody's name. He was like, look at you, Mr. Brown Shoe. How about that local sports team? He was so out of touch with everybody. Fantastic, man.
Well, you know what's funny? There are some shows around the country that sound just like that. So it is what it is sometimes.
Right.
But good weekend for sure. You know, I know you were traveling around the mid-state on your tour.
It was.
That you like to do.
It was. And now here we go. Give me 30 seconds. Yesterday might have been the worst day of traffic in the history of Nashville. There was a wreck. A truck hit an overpass. How the hell does that happen anymore? It shut the interstate down going through town. Then there were wrecks on all the side roads. I mean, it was an absolute disaster around town yesterday to the point where it was comical. Like, all right, what's next? What's going to happen next around here? I'm telling you, man, if there's a way that you can fly from the airport to Bellevue, do it. I don't care how, but do it. It's a lot quicker than the other way.
Welcome to Southwest Flight 870 from Bellevue over to Donaldson.
18 seconds.
Our flight will be 5 minutes. It might get to that point. I'm waiting for the day that in Nashville, Tennessee, we have the double-decker highways. Because I feel like that's the only option we have left unless somebody's invented a flying car that I don't know about.
Yeah, unless the drone car is going to be around here in the next couple of years so you can get in a drone and fly across. Could you imagine if they invented drones that you could fly above, how bad it'd be now? We'd hit each other up in the air, 100 feet in the air. It would be fantastic.
Yeah. I don't feel like this society, today's society, would be able to work with Jetsons vehicles.
No, God no. But it'd be fun though for a little bit.
It'd be cool. I mean, your car folds up into your briefcase.
Yeah, right.
When you're done. Where are my sunglasses? Has anybody seen my sunglasses?
And then what's the boss's name on the Jetsons? That was
Mr. Spacely.
Mr. Spacely, just out of touch with everything. My goodness. Imagine being on a Teams meeting with Mr. Spacely. No,
it's what's funny is you go back and you watch some of those shows and you realize just the time in which they were in.
Yeah,
and how maybe there's some things that were said or implied that probably wouldn't fly today.
I forget what movie it was. It wasn't Blade Runner, but maybe it was. That was set so long ago and like. It came out in like 1982, and it was like, this is like what happens in 2015. It was dark and murky and robot. I mean, all that stuff. I was like, my goodness, according to the cinema, we have not evolved much. But that's fine. What's
the book in the movie 1984?
Oh, yeah, that came out in the 50s, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, think about that. It just, it's
part
hilarious.
Part of that's not far off with Big Brother.
No, but what's hilarious is to kind of look back at the past and there, our view on us back then, and then, now that then is now, to use a line from Spaceballs. Now, but that is fiction. Some of that is fiction. And speaking of fiction, that leads us into our question of the day.
Yeah. So our question of the day, we need the text line's back, right?
The text line is back. Yeah, we fixed it. We found the hamster that wasn't doing his part on the wheel. He's been replaced.
Good.
Now, and so we're good to go.
Did you replace him with AI?
No, we did not. We did not place with AI. This is actually what Jared does before 2 o'clock.
Oh, he does IT work. Well, good.
Yeah, he does.
Fantastic. All right, so our question of the day, and we need all the response here because this is something that we've debated on this weekend, which is great. Who is the best fictitious sports coach of all time? Not a biography on somebody, but who is the best fictitious sports coach of all time? 615-737 1025. That is our question of the day. Chase, you hear that question. What pops off the top of your mind immediately?
That our phone line is driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. There's that. Well, so, we were debating this because I asked, okay, so, because not all biographical coaches or biographical people in like a based on a true story are actually that person. It's all made for Hollywood. So that's why I clarified. So no Herman Boone, can't use him, Denzel, and Remember the Titans. It has to be a truly fictitious coach.
Correct. It's got to be it's got to be somebody made up by Hollywood and a writer that you think is the best fictitious coach of all time.
Okay, I am going to go with and Ricky and I think both have this, but I'm going to go Lou Brown from Major League.
Oh, that's a good one.
Love Lou Brown. My favorite scene in that movie is when Roger Dorn, who's actually we've met before, has been at our studios about 10 years ago.
What's his name? Corbin
Bernstein.
Adam Bernstein.
Yeah, Bernstein.
There you go, buddy.
But he goes up to. They're making him do like spring training drills and things like that, and he goes up and he goes, "It's in my contract. I don't have to do this." And Lou looks at it, unzips his fly, and pees all over it. That's my favorite scene.
Oh, that's such a great movie.
I feel like a lot of people feel that way about contracts nowadays, but
hey, most of those contracts now, bye.
Yeah, pretty
that's
much.
A whole nother show. I'm going to go. Look, there's no wrong answer here for the best fictitious sports coach of all time, but mine is you got to kind of make his impact where it's like you take away with it and like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. So I got two. One is Apollo Creed, right? I mean, he came back and coached Rocky to beat Clubber Lang. So Apollo Creed did not have to do that after Rocky beat his butt in Rocky 2. So Apollo comes back, trains Rocky, they beat Clubber Lang, and then he gets his revenge at the end of the movie. So Apollo Creed's one. And then my number one's got to be Coach Morris Buttermaker from the original Bad News Bears, Walter Matthau. If you have never seen the original Bad News Bears with Walter Matthau, please, in the next 30 days, watch that. It is it's hard to describe how amazingly funny, wonderful. It's a little heartbreaking, too, that movie is, of how it just kind of hits you right in the heart, man. So those are my two, Apollo Creed and Morris Buttermaker from the Bad News Bears.
I'm gonna make ask a question and then make an amendment if you don't agree with me.
Okay.
On this, can we include TV shows?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because one I didn't even think about because I was thinking more movies. 9712 says Ted Lasso's assistant, Coach Beard. I 100% love Coach Beard.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean you can say, let's say TV shows too. That's a very, very good point there.
Yeah, I mean you could add TV shows. It's just be fictitious. It's got to be somebody fictitious that you love. I mean, Coach with Craig T. Nelson was an amazing, funny show that people thought would last 4 episodes. It lasted for years because it was a funny show. You could use Coach from Cheers, who unfortunately passed away a couple years into it, but he was great.
Yeah, he was Ted Danson's or Sam Malone's baseball coach.
Yep, yeah. So I mean, there's all kind of things. It's just a fun topic on a Monday when it's it's going to rain again on us all week. So.
I'll take Patches O'Houlihan.
Patches O'Houlihan?
Yeah, dodgeball.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
If you could dodge a wrench, you could dodge a ball. Yeah, I'll take that any day of the week.
That's a good one. Yeah.
I like that. We've got several for Gordon Bombay. So Mighty Ducks certainly going to get represented.
Oh, absolutely.
In this. My favorite is like on questions like this when somebody's like, I can't believe you forgot so-and-so. Well, it's your job to tell. We didn't forget. It's just, we can't take them all.
Yeah, Gordon Bombay is a fantastic answer.
Yeah,
fantastic answer.
Well, because so what's funny, and I think I've said this before, those movies are my generation, for sure. Like, my generation loves the Mighty Ducks. I was never that into them. I think it was because I grew up not liking hockey or understanding hockey. I was much older when I got into hockey, so I have more of an appreciation for the movies now that I'm older than I did when I was a kid.
I can see that. Benjamin's got a great answer. He says, does Yoda count has the all-time GOAT coach. I guess he's like a life coach, right? I mean, does that count a little bit?
If that is, then you got to add Mr. Miyagi in there as well.
Add Mr. Miyagi.
Mr. Miyagi. Yeah.
Keep going.
Look, here's the thing about the question of the day on the Chase and Big Joe show. Often imitated, never duplicated. You can take this however you want. Your interpretation of a coach may be different. So we'll accept most answers. Maybe not all, but most.
All right, we'll do that.
615-737-1025. That's our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Our question of the day, your favorite fictitious coach. It can be movies. It can be TV. It can be, however you want to take it.
I can't. I mean, you guys are amazing. I mean, they're flying. Chase, you're in control of the message boards. Chase, that's your job today.
Yeah. We will read through some of these coming up next. We'll also get into rookie minicamp with the Titans. Sweat really impressed everybody. So I guess he's an all-pro now, so we'll discuss that and much more. Plus, we got a bull rider coming up today, okay, and we'll tell you about that and what's going on with all of that. It's the Chase and Big Joe Show, 102.5, 106.3 The Game.
Good rockin' daddy down from Tennessee. I'm just that Austin bound for San Antonio with the radio blasting and the bird dog on. There's a speed trap with my head sound my town. No local yokel gonna shut me down. It's me and my boys got this rig unwound.
Am I allowed to talk now?
You are.
Let it breathe.
Yeah.
Okay. Chase the Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. Here on this Monday, our question of the day: best fictional coach of all time. Can be in a movie, a TV show, whatever, however you want to take it. Our text line has absolutely blown up. 615-737-1025. Let's see. Brian says Reggie Dunlap.
What was that from? I gotta look that up.
Maybe that was an answer to another question. I don't know, because I didn't recognize that one either. Skylar says Coach Carter.
Yeah, that's a real one though.
Is that a real one?
And Coach Carter, he was a real coach in Los Angeles, I think. That doesn't count.
Okay. Was Tom Hanks in A League of Their Own a real one?
He was based off of somebody else, but it wasn't him. It was like a character made up, kinda, but no. That makes sense.
All right, so we'll take that one then. Brian and Mount Juliet. We already said Coach Beard, Ted Lasso's assistant. Kenneth said Mr. Miyagi. John, let's see. That was a different one. 6425, Nick Nolte in Blue Chips.
It's pretty good. He was mean, though. He was based off Bobby Knight, but it wasn't Bobby Knight per se, but it was based off of Bobby Knight.
Matthew from Jolton, don't see how you can't have Gordon Bombay from the Mighty Ducks.
That's pretty good. I mean, I know it's your generation, Chaser, but that's still, I mean, hell, you based a sports franchise name off a movie off that coach. So,
Mitch in Bellevue, Jimmy McGinty from The Replacements, played by Gene Hackman.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one. That's a great movie, too.
I like that. Now, here's one that I think is based on a real person. Tom from Clarksville says Coach Dale from Hoosiers.
Yeah, that's a real part. Yeah, that's real. Yep.
Coach Marty Daniels. I don't know that one.
Yeah, give us the movie because
give us the movie.
We're idiots.
I mean, we're pretty good. Jackie Moon from Semi Pro. He was the owner and player coach of the Flint Tropics.
That's a great one. Oh my goodness.
Oh, here's a good one. Henry Winkler and Waterboy.
Oh yes,
I forgot about him. That's a really good one.
Go Jerry Reed a next step too off of that.
Yeah.
He said, "What's the matter with you, boy?"
Another one for Gordon Bombay. Coach Taylor, Friday Night Lights. Yeah, I figured Eric Taylor.
Yep, that's a good one.
Figure people would say him.
Reggie Dunlap is from the movie Slapshot.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Oh come on, I should know that. Pete Weber's cussing at us right now. Josh from Dixon, Billy Bob Thornton from Bad News Bears. The original is great, but I love Billy Bob in the movie as well. I agree with that. Like he's funny in that, but Walter Matthau is the best.
He is. I mean, but Billy Bob did a nice little spin of his own on that as well. But that's the best thing about this question. There's no wrong answer, and we're hearing people from movies that we've forgotten about and things that went on that are great. Yeah. So the Slapshot one, that's Paul Newman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Slapshot's a fantastic
Paul
movie.
Newman's over 50 years old, I think, when that movie's made, and he's skating in that movie. And it's just that put Paul Newman in a different level as far as acting about, because everybody was so serious back then and all that. And here he is doing Slapshot, that a movie that no other, kind of big name actor wanted at the time, and he embraced it and became a cult hero.
So good. Such a good movie. Taylor says Pacino in Any Given Sunday. What's his character in that?
The coach.
Tony D'Amato, right?
That's it.
Yeah, Tony D'Amato.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Boy, that's a hell of a role for Pacino. Oh, yeah.
0388 says Harry Hogue. Oh, Days of Thunder?
Is that Harry Hogue? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, do you count a crew chief?
I mean, he's a coach, right?
Yeah.
Robert Duvall coached.
Yeah, I count that.
Old Cole Trickle.
Harry, he was based. But here's the thing, though. He's based on. He's based on somebody real.
But it's not that guy. I mean, it's not. He's not playing that guy's biography.
He's based on Harry Hyde. But
a lot of Lou Brown votes coming in, man.
Yeah, a lot of Lou Brown. Lost my place here.
I mean, Lou Brown had one of the best lines. I mean, you may run like Maze, but I mean that's a line we used. I still use today. I can't repeat it on there.
Run like Maze, but you catch like.
But you hit like.
Or hit like boop
blank.
Bleep.
Yeah.
Justin says Coach Boone can't. He's not fictional. Got to go with real.
No, you got to go fictional. Yeah,
fictional. Yeah, can't go with real. Let's see. James in Fairview. Never mind. Wrong one. These are all like going through like crazy. Paul Crew from The Longest Yard. I mean, he was technically the coach too.
That's my avatar on X. Is Paul Crew from Mean Machine.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. The longest yard with Adam Sandler. The original longest yard is simply my top 2-3 sports movies of all time. I mean, and Paul Crewe, Burt Reynolds was so great. The movie was so good.
Yeah, I mean the Adam Sandler one is funny because it's Adam Sandler. But no, I like the original one too. Derek and Goodlettsville. Oh, here's a fantastic one. Craig T. Nelson and Coach.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a great show.
Can't go wrong.
I like Jerry Van Dyke in that show.
What was the guy who does Patrick on SpongeBob was the other coach, and I don't have it pulled up right now.
Yeah, that's right.
This is great. I love these. All these answers are fantastic.
Will Ferrell and Kicking and Screaming.
Oh yeah, that's the one we was a
Phil
soccer
Weston,
coach.
baby.
Yeah,
He got
Loves that coffee. Pass the Italians.
That's right. He got into a fight with Mike Ditka, right?
The juice box
Ditka
guy.
was his dad.
No, Dick
Yeah.
was his neighbor.
Neighbor. That's
Yeah,
right.
and they had what's his name? Oh shoot, he's his father, Phil Weston's father in that movie. He played in The Godfather. Oh, he was the consigliere.
Robert Duvall.
Yeah, thank you, Robert Duvall.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Another one for Lou Brown. Jimmy Dugan. That's Tom Hanks' character in A League of Their Own.
Right, yeah. 615-737-1025. Let them roll in. These are so much fun because it's a lot of our childhood stuff, or movies we watched nonstop back then.
Coach Harris and Revenge of the Nerds.
Yay. Wait, hold on. Yeah, no, wait. Was that John Goodman's character?
Maybe.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Tupac and Above the Rim, Al Pacino and Any Given Sunday. I forgot about Above the Rim.
That's right.
It's a good one.
Does Doc Hudson count from Cars Piston Cup?
That's Paul Newman.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'll be darned.
Yeah. I count that. Lot for Henry Winkler now. I'm just trying to keep up with all these. Again, Norman Dale and Coach Boone do not count because they're real. We need fictional.
That's right.
Another one for Reggie Dunlap. Another one for Lou Brown.
Got to tally these bad boys up later on.
Oh, I'm so glad somebody said this one. Clay and Donaldson, Chubbs and Happy Gilmore.
He was a coach. That's
He was
right.
a coach. Yes. It's all in the hips. It's all in the hips.
Man, that's so great.
Let's go to the phones. I mean, these are just, I'm trying to get to all of these. 615-737-1025. Jason wants to weigh in on our question of the day. Favorite fictional coach. Jason, what's up?
Well, I got two because I like long, sustained success. So we've got the coach for the Hawks in the Mighty Ducks and Bud Kilmer from Varsity Blues.
Oh, that's John Voight, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I
like that.
Why did you pick the opposing coach in Mighty Ducks?
They both had long, sustained success. Like Gordon Bombay comes in at the end of the Hawks run, takes their best player, and beats them. But, the coach was Gordon Bombay's coach when he was a Little League Pee Wee hockey player. So he's been this, winning the league for 20 years until Gordon Bombay comes in and steals his best player.
That's good. Okay, I'll take it. I haven't watched it in so long. That's right.
Yeah, that's a good one. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate
Thank
the
you,
call.
Jason.
Mark has one on our phone line. Mark, what's up?
Yeah, I was just going to comment on y'all. A while ago, y'all said Gene Hackman's character, Norman Dale, was real. He was not. His character was Norman Dale, but in real life, it was Marvin Wood who was opposite of Norman Dale. He was a soft-spoken man, so the character was not really a real
So they
coach.
changed it for the movie.
Do what?
So they changed it for the movie, essentially.
Yeah. So you're talking about, is he a real coach? Really, he wasn't. It was just a character.
So
based-
why would
sort
they
of
do
based
that?
on it.
Everything else was accurate. Why would they switch the coach then?
I don't know. I just looked it up because I thought, I don't think it really was a coach. And his name was, his last name's Wood. Marvin Wood was his real name.
All right, thanks for the call, Mark.
didn't know
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Well, see, something you learn every day.
Well, and that's the whole thing with, the like, even though there are some that are playing the coach and have the name and everything, like they're completely different. So It
Well,
just kind of
everything else is accurate. Why would they not keep the? I don't know. Now we'll be obsessed with this all day.
Yeah, I don't get it. Marty Daniels is the coach from Blue Mountain State. Andrew. Another one for Patches O'Houlihan and dodgeball. Coach Reeves from the White Shadow TV show. Dave and Old Hickory. I don't know that one.
Yes, that's Ken Howard. The White Shadow is a fantastic TV show. It's a white guy takes over a predominantly black school in L.A., and it's a great TV show that lasted many years. Was so good, man.
Greg says Goldie Hawn and Wildcats.
Yeah, that's got Woody Harrelson's in that movie, and I think Wesley Snipes is in that movie. She takes over. Yeah, it's a great movie as well.
Man, I'm learning about all these movies. James Caan in The Program.
Yes, I
love
good
James Caan.
And they filmed all the football scenes in The Program during halftime of the 1992 South Carolina-Tennessee football game in Columbia, where Tennessee lost in overtime. I do remember that.
Wow. All right, good ones. Keep these coming. 615-737-1025. Our phone and text line driven by Wilson County Hyundai.com. Question of the day, your favorite fictional coach.
The Waterboy things are great because we're getting Jerry Reed and Henry Winkler votes on this today. This is fantastic.
Oh,
you guys are the best.
615-737-1025. We'll continue with this and much more. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. All right, there is a lot going on in the sports world. That's why you need ESPN Bet. Every shot, every goal, ESPN Bet has fans covered for the biggest moments on the road to the championship. The exclusive sportsbook of ESPN is the only place to find special offers and promotions from all your favorite ESPN shows and personalities throughout the playoffs. New users can get a bet reset up to $1,000 in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. Download ESPN Bet today. What a play. You must be 21 years or older and in Tennessee. For problem gambling support, call or text the Tennessee Red Line, 800-889-9789. Terms and conditions apply. See the app for details.
if she was standing there crying.
Oh, this is a good one. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3, the game here on this Monday. Why is this one for me?
Because you love this song.
I do love this. I haven't heard this in a while, but I do love this song.
Take it right here, Chase. You got it.
I'm
Everybody.
Yeah, we've been rocking all night, but don't you know you got to get me to the church on the Cumberland Road.
So I saw them sing this at the Opry. Tim Duggar came on right after them, our buddy.
Yeah.
And so they were before that. I was the only one in the Opry. I actually stood up and sang this song out loud. And finally, people started joining me. I mean, it's a banger of a song. And it took people, I was at the Opry. It took them a while to kind of get into it. And once they did, man, it was fun.
You're the icebreaker.
I was. Oh, that's a good TV show name. Yeah, the Icebreaker. What's he going to do next? Yep. He goes into parties and tells really bad jokes. Okay. That'd be me. I'd figure that role out perfectly. Hey, I left. Our question of the day is the best fictitious sports coach of all time. Chase, we left out what quite possibly the best coach, and I don't know why we did this.
I mean, we haven't gotten through all of our text yet, so it could be on there.
Well, Rick Dixon tweeted us. Mickey from Rocky.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, of course.
I mean, that's – and then, too bad, Clubber Lang made him have a heart attack and he passed away. And then Apollo Creed took over and Rocky won.
Yep. And Mickey Burgess Meredith played on – what character was he on a TV show?
He was the Penguin.
That's right. He was the Penguin on the original Batman.
That's right.
With Adam West and Burt Ward. You also – did you say Irv Blitzer, Cool Runnings?
No, that's a good one. John Candy.
Rick Dixon put that on there too. Yeah, John Candy. R.I.P.
That's a great. I tell you, when that movie first came out, because it's based off a true story though, but I don't know if that character himself is real or not. But it's based off a true story, and then you watch it, and then you just fall in love with these guys. Because Jamaican bobsled team in Calgary in 1988. You fall in love with these guys, like man, and you want them to do the best, and so that was such a good movie.
All right, our text line has blown up for sure. Here's a good one. Danny O'Shea, Little Giants.
Yeah, God, I haven't seen that one so long.
Ed O'Neill's in that movie. Who else? Who was the coach of the Giants? Okay. Ed O'Neill was the coach of the Cowboys.
Is it Rick Moranis?
Yes, Rick Moranis.
Yep.
Thank you.
That's right.
Let's see, Kevin. This is actually pretty funny. Kevin in Florida, best fictitious head coach, Ken Wisenhunt.
Oh yes, that's fantastic. What's he doing now that Saban got left? Is he still doing the?
I don't know.
Coaching
that's
therapy.
A great point. Like, what's going to happen to the Nick Saban head coaching rehabilitation program?
Do they all go to Georgia now and hang out, or
is it
something?
the Kirby Smart head coaching rehabilitation program?
It could be. I mean, who? I mean, I that's a great question for another day. But
does Saban want to, hold a camp now that he's got more time?
Good to do all that.
Here's why you all failed.
Yep.
You suck.
Because I beat you in every game that you played against me, and that's why.
Let's see. Joey from Bellevue, Rodney Dangerfield, and Ladybug.
God, that's going way back. Goodness.
Let's see. Another one. Yeah, Coach Chester and Ladybug. Rodney Dangerfield. So 2 votes for that now. Bud Kilmer, Varsity Blues.
I'm still going back that I can't. How did I know that Norman Dale was not the coach in Hoosiers, and they throw somebody else in there?
I don't know. Let's see. This is so much to keep up with. Do we count Farmer Fran?
Absolutely.
And Waterboy? Okay.
Was he not a coach? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he was. Coach Warren and Porky's.
Porky's, oh my gosh, what a great movie that is. Oh my goodness.
Here's a good one. Paul Gleason is Coach Histler and Johnny Be Good.
Yeah, that's with Robert Downey Jr. and the other guy that he was in Breakfast Club with him and everybody else. I can't think of Anthony Michael Hall. That's it. Yeah. Johnny Be Good's. It's about recruiting, and I think the girlfriend in that was Uma Thurman, if I remember correctly.
You may be right, actually. Coach Peterson and the Sixth Man. Andrew says that.
I never saw that.
I never saw that either. Phil Bremka, Rookie of the Year.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Rookie of the Year is an underrated movie.
It is.
Well, okay. See, again, we just got Paul Newman in The Color of Money. If you haven't seen it, watch it. And then he says Kurt Russell in Miracle. That again, that's not a fictitious coach.
Right. That's right.
So you gotta go fictitious. Tim and Ashland's no. Another one for Rodney Dangerfield in Ladybugs. I guess that's a good one. Walter Matthau is getting a ton of votes too for Bad News Bears. Morris Buttermaker.
Yeah, I mean, if you've not seen that version of Bad News Bears, please go back and watch because they don't win the championship. They lose to Vic Morrow's team, but it's still, I mean, it's just so great. I mean, because these are all kids you grew up with. You know, the fat kid who can't play, the kid who's really good's got the attitude. I mean, all these things. You know, the people that we beloved growing up with, they're all in this movie, which makes it fantastic.
Billy Haywood in Little Big League. Nick in Nashville says that. Coach Sam Winters, James Caan in the program.
Good one.
Rocky in the Creed movies.
That's not. He was a coach. That's why I said Apollo Creed and Rocky 3 is a great coach. I mean, Clubber Lang was unbeatable, and then Apollo said, "Look, Rock, we're going to do this. Trust me." And then Adrian with the speech on the beach, man.
Yep.
And Rocky admitted. I mean, that's why we tell guys he admitted he was afraid. That's okay. And then they became vulnerable, and then Apollo came in, so we're going to do this together. And I'm telling you, that scene after that, when they're jogging on the beach and they start playing the music, I mean, I want to run through that wall in the movie theater. I can't because it's a wall, but I would get up and run through it. I mean, that just takes you to another level. That's why Apollo, man, was fantastic.
Keanu Reeves in Hardball.
Never saw.
I remember that movie, but I don't know. Lou Brown getting a ton of votes. Danny O'Shea now getting a ton of votes. Let's see. Roy Munson was the coach for Ishmael and Kingpin. Remember Kingpin?
Yeah.
That was actually I actually liked that movie a lot.
Bill Murray's in it too, man. That makes
Yeah.
it even better.
It's Woody Harrelson, right? Yeah.
That's right.
Will says GOAT fictitious coach is the little alien guy for the Monstars.
I never saw that.
And that's in Space Jam.
Space Jam, baby. I was talking to Big Joe during the break about that. I was trying to think who was the Looney Tunes coach. I believe
Michael Jordan. He was the player coach.
I thought it was, what's his name? Porky the Pig.
No, he played.
What's his name?
Well, I mean, Bugs was like the captain, but I think Jordan was kind of like the player coach.
Yeah. You could say the same thing for Benny the Jet in Sandlot, right?
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah. I was going to say honorable mention of the lifeguard, whatever her name was. I keep forgetting. But Wendy Peppercorn. There we go.
Yeah. Will also adds, Big Joe never wants to talk actual sports, just pop culture.
That's probably about half right, yeah. I'll talk sports when something relevant's going on.
I'm not gonna dispute that.
Do it, yeah. I love it.
Thank you, Jared
and
Will, for
yeah,
texting.
Thanks, Jared. Here's it. You throw it DeAndre Sweat on the text line, you get two of them. You throw it best fictitious sports coach. We've got over 150 texts so far.
I know this is on Cheers. Do you remember who the actor was?
Oh, no, I'll look it up, though. God, he passed away a long time ago.
He did.
Like 1985 or something.
Lou Brown I think Lou Brown might be the leader in the clubhouse now.
Yep. There's a lot coming in. Coach
Stillman
Ernie
would say
Pentuso.
John Hines.
Stillman says John Hines.
Stillman would say John Hines.
Man.
Let's see. More for Tom Hanks.
Nick-
I'm trying to find I'm trying to find new ones. What now?
The coach on Cheers was Coach Ernie Pentuso, commonly known as Coach, fictional character on the American TV show Cheers for 4 seasons. Coach Sam Malone's former baseball coach. The actor was Nicholas Colasanto, and then he passed away in February 12th, 1985.
George Knox and Angels in the Outfield.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a great movie.
Grant Taylor in Facing the... Oh, it's a Christian movie. Okay. Facing the Gaints? I don't
I think
know.
facing the Giants. I
Yeah,
believe.
Giants
Yep.
is, I think, what he meant. Ted Lasso. Finally get a vote for Ted Lasso.
I love this. The Will guy rips me apart, but then he comments on the best fictitious coach of all time.
Yeah.
Thanks,
that's okay.
Jared.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. 615-737-1025. We will revisit this. Keep them coming. I mean, this thing is blowing up. We will keep doing this and go back to it throughout the show. We have a bull rider coming up. A lot more to get into. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game.
When your hair twin fiddles and a steel guitar, you're listening to the sound of the American heart.
I guess we're on a 90s country kick today, which I like for sure. 615-737-1025. Broadcasting from the Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game Nashville Studios, home of the $99 yearly Beehive membership, where the buzz is always about great service. It's the Chasing Big Joe show, and we're presented, of course, by the Omni Nashville Hotel. We'll get back to our question of the day here in just a little while. Best fictitious coach from TVs, movies, whatever. 615-737-1025. Your responses have been fantastic to this point. A lot of Lou Brown I think Lou Brown might be the leader in the clubhouse, but
Could be.
we'll continue to discuss that as we go along. So I gotta, we've talked about this before. So the NFL is going to announce the schedule on Wednesday night. So we'll finally know. We know the opponents for the Titans, but we will, know when those games are going to take place. Now there was a schedule leak last week. I don't know if this has been proven correct or wrong that the Titans would play the Chargers Thanksgiving night. So that could be interesting. But the NFL has unveiled the opening night matchup will be the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
I like that. Look, just, get a good one out of the gate.
Yeah, I remember last year was the Lions and the Chiefs. Lions beat the Chiefs on that opening game, but I think it's good to have that Thursday, have the Super Bowl champion, defending Super Bowl champion, have that game at home, and who better? I mean, it's a repeat of the AFC Championship game rolling into Arrowhead on that day, and it's going to be fun. I mean, the Chiefs are going to be a team we watch because nobody in the modern Super Bowl history has ever three-peated. Nobody has.
Yeah.
And so now you wonder a lot of the factors involved, like, will Kelsey be focused because, he's dating Taylor Swift? What's the motivation for Mahomes in the regular season to get there, to the playoffs, because that's when he really does his best. So that's going to be a fun game to watch because those are two of the best teams in the National Football League squaring off in week one. That'd be a lot of fun. And go back to your point on the Chargers and the Titans, Chris. Oh, was it Thanksgiving night?
Yeah, Thanksgiving.
Nobody wants to see that. And
No.
look, and I love the Titans. Nobody wants to see them on national TV. The good thing is by 7 o'clock at night, we're all asleep anyway on Thanksgiving Day.
Yep.
It's probably a game that will put you really to sleep after that.
Yeah, probably. I mean, we'll watch because
We have to.
We have to. But you would think that they would be able to come up with something better. But I also like that with that third game, since they added that third game on Thanksgiving, that they try and do something different. So
Okay.
that's definitely different.
Well, here's what, we also know the Friday night game is what? The Eagles and the Packers in Brazil.
Yeah.
And, I am a staunch advocate of leaving Friday night alone for high school football. It pisses me off.
I think it's a Friday. I mean, is it going to be a night game? Because last year, I know it's in Brazil, so I don't know the time difference, but last year it was during the day.
Oh, it's at night. Oh, it's Friday night. Yeah. I mean, they're only 3 hours ahead of us, I think, or 2 hours ahead of us, Brazil is. So I just, they did this in the Midwest. They started playing Friday night football games. They do it out west. Just leave. I mean, you could have 6 days of the week. Leave Friday nights alone for high school football across the country. We don't need college or pro in those nights. I'm afraid pro will start sneaking in there because I think Goodell is a jerk. I think he'll start sneaking in a game or two on a Friday night. I just really hate that. Leave Friday nights alone.
I agree. I mean, I 100% agree with you. Like, I just let Friday nights be for the high school kids and, leave Saturday alone for college football until, I'm okay with that they've waited till the college football season to end and then you get a couple of Saturday night games.
Right.
That's okay. I don't have an issue with that. And then, I mean, if you wait for high school football to be done and then do a Friday night game, then have at it.
Well, here's the thing, too, and this is another question from another day. If the Titans played on a Saturday during the college football season, I'm telling you, with as many transplants we got here and fans of Tennessee and Alabama and Auburn, there's a huge Ole Miss contingent that lives here.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody's
it would
going.
not be good.
Nobody's going to Nissan Stadium. I'm telling you. Well, NFL is king. You choose between Tennessee Vols and Tennessee Titans, and you're a fan of both. You're going to the Vols game. Alabama or Tennessee Titans, you're going to Alabama. I'm telling you right now, at least for the people that I know, and I know a lot of football fans.
That's a great question.
You're going to a college football game on a Saturday. So I don't think they ever will. And I think we're just kind of, a lot of hot air on our end here because it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But, they'll do Saturdays when college football is over in December, which is fine. I got no problem with that. But leave Saturdays alone and leave Fridays alone. And I think for the most part, they'll leave both those nights alone, but they'll try to sneak in a game or two on Friday night.
Yeah, my thing though is to your point. I don't think you're wrong, but how many people are driving to Knoxville? Like if the Titans are at home on it, let's say the Titans were home on a Saturday, and they'll never do this. Let's just, this is just for fun here.
Right.
they'll never. They're not dumb enough to do this, I don't think. But if the Titans are at home on Saturday and Tennessee's at home, yes, you're going to have a contingent of people that are going to drive to Knoxville.
Oh yeah.
But then, let's say Vandy's at home. I mean, you're gonna have some people that take the cheapest ticket or just sit at home and don't do anything.
Yeah.
And then you'll have some that go, but the Titans game would not be sold out.
No, you're not, especially on a
Which I don't know if they are on
Saturday
Sundays.
in October. Right. I mean, nobody's going to go, the road trip to Oxford and Starkville and Baton Rouge and Knoxville and Athens and on and on and on. Man, you're not doing it. So leave. I mean, again, leave. They'll never do this, but if you do, it's a losing battle for the National Football League.
Yeah. So we'll probably get the primetime games, my guess. They like to leak some of this stuff out before that, the full-on schedule release, and then you get, all these Twitter accounts that leak stuff. Who would you like to see the Titans open their season against?
Oh, man, that's a good one. Bengals? They play the Bengals this year, right?
Do they play the Bengals again this year?
That'd be fun.
I was trying to pull that up.
I think
I don't remember.
They do. It's a home game.
They
Okay.
do?
I'd like to see the Titans open against the Bengals. I think the Callahan and going against his boy and Burrow and everybody else, and that'd be a fun game to watch.
See, I want that on primetime, though. Like, because you're going to give them a Thursday night game probably at some point. I mean, well, they're getting a Thanksgiving game, supposedly. But, see, I would have rather had Bengals-Titans on Thanksgiving night.
Maybe you will, Chaser. It's not out yet, buddy.
Yeah.
I love the fact the Titans send out that email list, like, embargo this until 6 o'clock Wednesday when, like, the schedule will start coming out today and tomorrow and everything will be out there. Just go ahead and release it because nobody keeps those secrets to themselves. So
Give me the Jets or Houston, one of those two, for an opening game.
The Jets wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, Jets wouldn't be bad. Aaron Rodgers coming off his torn Achilles. See what they have in their offense with Garrett Wilson. Or go against Houston, just straight up rivalry game immediately off the bat, which would be interesting.
That'd be good. I like that.
They've loaded up this offseason. Like to see what they can do in the first game of the season.
A lot of people agree with us on Friday nights. Stay away from Friday nights.
Well, I'd like to know who doesn't agree with us. I'd like for that person to call the show.
Probably somebody that has no impact from high school football, doesn't have kids that play high school football, never played high school football.
Didn't go to high school.
Nothing.
Dropped out in 8th grade and just didn't care about it. I mean, I'd like to know your argument for having that on Friday nights. I really would.
Yeah. For me, I want to see the Titans. I think if it's a home game, like the Jets would be cool. Aaron Rodgers, can he stay healthy?
That first game back after that'd be fun. That'd be a really good game.
Yeah.
They did it in 2006. They did. The Jets opened up here the season 2006 versus the Titans.
The home opponents for the Titans this year are the Bengals, the Packers, the Vikings, the Patriots, the Jets, and then, of course, the Texans, Colts, and Jags.
Well, we know it won't be the Packers.
No, it won't be the Packers. Why won't it be the Packers?
Because they play opening weekend down in Brazil.
I thought that was – is that opening weekend? I thought that was –
September 6th or 7th, whatever that first
weekend.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Good point. Away as Buffalo, Chicago, Detroit, LA Chargers, Miami again, the Commanders, and then Texans, Colts, and Jags.
Well, maybe they'll open on the road. But I like to see the Jets. I've changed my answer now. The Jets coming here opening weekend will be great.
Yeah,
because there'll be a lot of attention focused on Aaron Rodgers. How is he doing and everything else. That would be really, really cool.
Yeah. So the schedule will be released on Wednesday. We'll know that. The Titans just had rookie camp, which I don't, I mean, like, rookie camp's awesome. Like, it's a needed thing. These guys can kind of acclimate themselves. I know Tavondre Sweat, really looked good at mini camp, but rookie camp. But let's get the vets in there and let's see how he matches up there. And,
right. Well, I got a problem with the rookie camp because they've now anointed one certain player a certain something on the team. We'll talk about in 10 o'clock hour, which I think is going to be a disaster. And I don't think it's good. It's a rookie that they've anointed something, and I think it's going to be an abject disaster. And I hope the Titans coaching staff is better than this. And I think they are, but I'm not sure yet. I'll tell you when we come back.
We will discuss that coming up next in hour number 2. Plus, we'll get back to our question of the day: best fictitious coach of all time, TVs or movies. 615-737-1025. It's the Chase and Big Joe Show, presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel. 102.5, 106.3 The Game. Hour number 2, Chase and Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game, here on this Monday. He's Big Joe. I'm Chase McCabe, Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier on the ones and twos. You can weigh in on our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com, 615-737-1025, including our question of the day, best fictional coach in TV or movies of all time. We'll get back to that in just a little bit. But, Joe, you have something with the Tennessee Titans that you want to rant about.
Well, I don't know what I'm not sure they're trying to motivate people, whatever, but they drafted Cedric Gray, their linebacker, North Carolina, in the 4th round, whatever it was, and they said he's the green dot guy. Well, the green dot guy, for those that don't know, he's the quarterback of the defense. On offense, you can signal in plays to the quarterback. You got the green dot in the back of the helmet. Well, the linebacker defense has that too. Byard was that for a little bit, and now they've anointed this guy. Now, I don't think they've come out and said this, but now the rumor is that Cedric Gray, the rookie linebacker, is pretty much penciled in as your starting middle linebacker who's going to have the green dot. We had Jeff Fisher on the show Thursday talking about Mike Singletary. Remember, we were off the air talking about Singletary and his dedication, his devotion, and all that stuff. Then he got upset, and he was in the film room, and yada, yada, yada. And I'm thinking, and Jeff was like, that rare form of linebacker is needed on a team, and it's hard to find that. I'm not sure Cedric Gray's that guy. Can you imagine Cedric Gray's first game versus Aaron Rodgers at middle linebacker, and he's the green dot guy? If I'm Aaron Rodgers, I'm going to torture that middle linebacker all game. He ain't ready for it. He's not.
Well,
he's not ready for that pressure. Now, you can go back and say, well, what rookie is? Look, when Javon Curse came in 99, Javon had one job, rush the passer. You're not calling the defense. You're not moving Jeff Simmons' big ass from guard to tackle. And you're not patting Sweat to go from guard to cover. I mean, you're not doing that. If you're Javon, you're just rushing the passer. Cedric Gray's got to do all this. So you got a rookie who's in his first year, and he's facing Aaron Rodgers, and it's game day, and there's 70,000 people. That's a lot to put on a rookie middle linebacker. I'm not sure anybody can do that yet. They need middle linebackers on this team. Find one with experience and hope he can last through a year or two and go that way. Do not throw the rookie in at middle linebacker and expect him to call all the plays. It's not going to happen.
Okay, to your point, who the hell else are you going to use? I mean, they have Kenneth Murray. I mean, Kenneth Murray's probably going to be the other one, and I don't think he's great.
Jack Gibbons, I mean, is he okay? I don't know.
I mean, they have Chance Campbell, Jack Gibbons, Luke Gifford, Cedric Gray, Kenneth Murray, Otis Reese. I mean, that's kind of your pool to choose from, and none of them really blow me away.
Yeah, it's got to be a middle linebacker. Something like, Harold Landry's a linebacker. Caleb Murray. It's got to be middle linebacker.
You need somebody that can basically see the whole field. That's why middle linebackers typically have the green dot.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing is coming there that first game, and you've got a lot to figure out and do that. I just think it's a lot to put on a rookie. And are they trying to motivate other linebackers? I don't know how that is and what they're trying to do with that. I just think that's a bad thing if the Titans go into camp and say, all right, here's our guy. He's going to be the green dot guy and call the plays. That's just too much, man. It's way too much. And 4 preseason games, when the backup quarterback you're playing on the whatever preseason game has as much athletic ability as we do, I mean, it's not going to do anything for you.
4? You mean 3?
Yeah, right. You're not going to
3 preseason.
My bad. Yeah. So you lose more time there. I'm sure they'll do like a joint practice with somebody, and then you're not really calling. There's not really 11-on-11.
No,
it's like 7-on-7 for the most part. So there's a lot there.
I hear you, and I don't disagree with you, but I don't think they have a choice right now unless they end up finding somebody on the street or somebody gets cut that they think is going to be better.
They have to, Chase. They have to.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Here was Brian Callahan over the weekend on Cedric Gray and some of his leadership aspects.
Leadership stuff. What kind of leadership stuff can Cedric show in these first couple days that's meaningful?
Command. As you saw today, they did some sort of 11-on-11. More walkthrough, introduce a couple coverages. You see the command there as being able to get people lined up, communicate amongst the defense. You see him interact with his peers off the field, in the locker room, in the building, in the meeting room. So there's things you can glean from it. A lot of it's going to have to do with
come on.
how quickly
cut
he
this.
can understand
cut
the information.
I don't care what
communicate it to others in a live moment. Now, there's no live football here to be played, but that's where you'll see how quickly he can pick it up. Is an important part of that process of determining if he has that leadership ability.
So he's nice to his teammates, and that's going to get – come on, man. He's fantastic. Has Terry Crisp famously said to us, Chase, if they say a guy's a good locker room guy, keep his ass in the locker room. That's where he stays. I don't want that. I want a guy who comes in who's mean as hell, who loves his teammates on the field, is going to play his butt off. Give me this.
That's Jeffrey Simmons.
Give me this nonsense, man.
Yeah, I mean, Jeffrey Simmons is that guy.
Yeah, I want my middle linebacker to be that guy.
Right, but you don't. I mean, you don't have that. Like you have what you have right now. I mean, I don't know what other options.
Oh, I'm with you. I'm saying you got to go out and find somebody. Rand Carthon knows a bunch of people, knows a bunch of players. He can find someone to plug in there. And look, I hope Cedric Gray is the guy. I just think you're smashing this guy's confidence in week one. If you're lining up, even if it's a Joe Burrow you're playing in the opening game, they're going to know that's a rookie middle linebacker sitting there.
Sure.
I'm sitting the tight end down on him to knock his block off on the first couple of plays. I'm doing everything I can to take him out of the game.
I'm pulling up. I am pulling up some free agents right now.
And I'm not going to sit here and pull up, Butkus and Jack Lambert and Singletary and Ray Lewis, because those guys, those are truly generational guys. I mean, you want guys who are 50% that good, right? Guys who are going to come in, spend 8-9 years in the league, and really get it done, and do great work there. I'm trying to think the best middle linebacker the Titans have had, right? Who's the best middle linebacker? Am I missing
that they've
somebody?
ever had? Keith Bullock?
Middle linebacker. He was more of an outside
backer.
It's more of an outside backer. I'm talking.
It was also a different defense.
Yeah, I'm talking the interior. I mean, Bullock's probably at the top, but am I leaving somebody out? I'm leaving somebody out, right?
Avery Williamson.
I mean, Zach
maybe?
Brown was pretty good.
Zach Brown has one of my favorite all-time quotes of all time. When they ask him what he's going to do with his rookie money when he gets paid, he said, "I'm going to go buy a shark."
What?
And I said, "What?" He's
like the vacuum?
No. He's like, "I'm going to get me a big tank. I'm going to buy me a shark. One of those baby sharks." And I was like, "Oh, yeah." He's like, "Yeah, I want a shark." I was like, "This guy is insane, but I love it." I love it. This is not the Zach Brown, the band, either. It's the linebacker out of North Carolina.
According to Spot Rack, these are the current inside linebackers that are available via free agency. Tyler Matkovich from formerly of the Bills. Zach Cunningham, been there, done that. Shaq Leonard, Quan Alexander, Gerard Davis, Blake Martinez, Dylan Cole, Calvin Munson.
So basically nobody.
Yeah. I mean,
man.
Like the only one, like Shaq Leonard is interesting. I mean, would you take another shot at Zach Cunningham?
No,
with a
not at all.
Different coaching staff?
Nope. He is the Houston. Remember, Houston bounced him out, and
then Titans bounced him out.
Did we not have Lovie Smith was on with somebody? Maybe it was Hutton and Withrow on their show and talked about Zach Cunningham. They're like, yeah, he didn't show up for meetings. He was late to practice. He was kind of.
It wasn't Lovie Smith. It was
David,
the coach,
David Culley.
Yeah.
It
was Culley.
That's it, right? It was like, yeah, he did nothing of what we asked. So nobody's great on the team. We cut his ass, and that's what he said. I was like, good. They don't want Zach Cunningham again. If you're not going to show up to the meetings and practice, hit the road, man.
Joey from Bellevue says Randall Godfrey. To your question of
he was good. He came over from the
linebacker.
Cowboys, and then he got cut in the salary cap. And that's the thing when the rumor was Fisher says we weren't going to cut you, and then they cut him. And then he was mad. But Godfrey is really good. Former University of Georgia linebacker.
Yeah. No, I loved Randall Godfrey. He was really good. I'm trying to think of the modern era, though. I mean, look, David Long was good. I think Vrabel just got tired of him. But I thought David Long was a really good find. And that's what they're hoping they have here with Cedric Gray. But, he was a fifth rounder and turned out to be pretty good.
Yeah, and that's right. Remember,
I'm not saying he's the best that they've ever had, but, I mean, he was pretty good.
Remember we were down in Miami for the Titans game. We were reading the paper, and the big article at the bottom was about David Long wants revenge. And he played his ass off. They lost the game, but he played well in that for the season for the Dolphins last year, really well. I mean, he had linebacker, which is going to change a game. No, but he was a solid guy who, I think he might have led the NFL in tackles from the linebacker position for loss or one of those stats that he had there. But they need a linebacker. They need a vicious middle linebacker who's going to rip your head off at the same time rallying that defense. And I just don't think a rookie can do it right now.
How about this one? Akeem Ayers.
Oh, my Lord. And again, when they drafted Akeem Ayers was that 2010 or 11? I forget what it was. And when the coach.
Wasn't it Fisher's last year?
I think it was 10, yes. And when the coaches come in the media room and talk about what a great draft choice they've gotten Ayers, you're like, yeah, you're out here doing a PR stunt for this guy who was not. I mean, he was terrible. He loved the he did love the Nashville ladies though, correct?
Oh, he did.
He did.
From what I understand, there were a couple.
Oh man,
he was. No, that was a bad one.
We could do it. I'm leaving out a linebacker. I mean, I'm racking my brain. Like, what linebacker was here? I mean, Eddie Robinson was good when they had the Super Bowl. Godfrey was good.
So you don't count Bullock?
Not as a middle linebacker.
I would consider him as a middle linebacker. He flexed a lot into the interior of the defense.
Okay, all right.
I'd say he's an inside linebacker.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
I know this.
Again, I know it was a different defense. The 4-3 was different than, kind of what we have now with the 3-4.
Right. I know this. He was a damn good linebacker.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he was
100%.
Yeah, he was very underrated, not get the publicity that he should have gotten because he played here in Tennessee, and that's the thing.
Had he not gotten hurt, I would have loved to have seen him stay here, because he got hurt and then he went to the Giants and just kind of knew it was done. He was done, but
he got hurt versus the Rams in 2009, and that was his last contract year, and I remember talking to him because we didn't talk to him after the game, but like a few weeks later, and he knew it was time, and you just hated to see him go out that way after a guy it just gave everything for this city and that franchise and everything. I mean, that 2008 team, he led that. That's what a leader is. On that 2008 team, you had Van den Bosch, you had Hainsworth, you had Finnegan, you had some really good players, but you had him. He was the glue that, remember in the Ravens game in 2008 when they got into a fight with Finnegan on the sidelines? Because I think Derek Mason had gotten to Finnegan's head. And Bullock was like, stop, let him do this to you. Stop it. And they got pushed and shoving on the sidelines over there. I mean, Bullock was that guy, and they don't have that guy on this team, on that defense, and they need that guy if they want to be successful.
Stephen the Burrow said Wesley Woodyard was good. He was.
Until he made that bonehead dumb play versus the Jags. What was it, the late hit or whatever it was, and ruined their chances down there? Yeah. He was okay.
Okay, we are forgetting one. Who is he wore 55. Damn.
Stephen Tulloch?
Stephen
Tulloch.
Not bad.
Yep. Tulloch was pretty good. I like Tulloch.
You tell you a quick Tulloch story. You'll like this one. So when Moss got cut by the Vikings in 2010, all the rumor was he was going to come here. So we did an interview in the locker room, and I said, hey, does this team need Randy Moss? And Tulloch was like, no, we got great. He just went off, right? And I was like, okay, cool. What? So literally 2 hours later, the Titans do what? Sign Randy Moss.
Yep, on waivers.
So I run that soundbite later on. I'm like, hey, here's what some of the guys said about the potential Randy Moss coming. I ran that. He calls me and says, hey, man, can you not run that story? I was like, well, it just ran. He's like, yeah, I didn't say that stuff. You took it out of context. And I said, Steven, you said it on tape. I am not a reporter that took it out of context and did something else. You said it on tape.
I ran the tape.
He's like, well, I got a problem with you. And I said, that's fine. Stand in line. A lot of people got a problem with me. Well, you better not run it again or else. And I was like, or else what? And he hung up on me.
So that was at Channel 2?
Yep.
So let's see. Could we do a whole segment on athletes or former athletes that have a problem with Big Joe?
Well,
He
there's
said
not many
stand
of them.
in line. There's a lot of people waiting.
yeah.
Oh,
But he said we got a problem, or else. I'm like, or else what? And then the
Yeah,
next
like,
day,
what does that even mean?
next day, in the locker room, I said, "Hey, man, you want to clarify your statement?" He's like, "Nah, man, it's all good. It's all good. You know, we welcome Randy." And he did like this 180, like, "We welcome Randy on the team, and you know, we got a big game this weekend. You know, da 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 da, on and on and on." I'm like, "Okay, that's fine. You know what? I mean, I don't care. You know, I mean, like Paul Kawarski's got a great thing about.
I never knew Tulloch played DB though. With
Yeah,
all the
right.
backpedaling he just did.
I'm not there to be your buddy. I'm not there to be your buddy in the locker room. I don't like, you know, and Paul says a great thing like Andrew goes to all the barbecues with the players, and you know, it's hard to be, you know, kind of partisan when you're going to these parties with these guys. I mean, I'm not there to be your friend. I don't want to be your friend. You have a job to do. Go in and do the job, and that's it, and get out of there. But I always laughed at that because Tulloch was so, like, you know, basically in a way like threatening me but not threatening me. I just laughed it off. I'm like, oh, whatever, man. And then they got Moss, and still we could do a whole 2-hour show on Randy Moss's time with the Titans because it was something else. It was I still don't know what happened.
I don't think they know what happened.
I don't know.
Like we've obviously spent a lot of time with Jeff Fisher lately. That has not come up as of yet, but it's like, I don't know, man. I mean, I never understood. Well, we can't have him and Kenny Britt on the field at the same time. They play the same position. I'm like, what?
He didn't play. The only person that threw the ball to him was Rusty Smith.
Yeah,
In that
didn't he have
Texas
like 4
game.
catches?
Yeah, that was it. The whole Randy Moss experience. And it's like, well, Randy Moss was washed up. No, he went to the 49ers and went to the Super Bowl with them 2 years later. Now, he wasn't throwing the deep threat down, but he still played in the league.
All right.
And nobody utilized it. I think they were done with his attitude by then, and I think he pretty much said, yeah, I was kind of my own guy after that. But that was the whole thing of the Randy Moss here in Tennessee was, what in the hell is going on?
Well, and you can even go back to 98 when, you know, they passed on him in the draft.
Yep.
So
still came here, and you know the Vikings. Who cut him? The Vikings or the Patriots? Because he yelled at the caterer. Was that the Vikings? One of those two teams.
Because remember that year, he started the year with the Patriots. Belichick was done with him. Traded him to back to the Vikings.
Yep.
He was all excited to go back to the Vikings. Yelled at the caterer, got cut, and the Titans got him on waivers.
Yelled at the caterer, got cut. Yeah, just think of just how insane that sounds.
I think that was it. 615-737-1025. It's the Chase and Big Joe Show, presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel here on 102.5, 106.3 The Game. 1025 1063 The Game. Doing a little watermelon crawl here on a Monday. Our question of the day: the best fictional coach of all time. Can be movies or TVs. We've had a lot of response to this. 615-737-1025. That's our phone and text line. Driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. If you want to weigh in, Jackie Moon has gotten some votes from Semi-Pro, which is fantastic. Coach Phil Weston, who is also Will Ferrell in Kicking and Screaming, has gotten some votes. Let's see. Getting back into some of these. Here was a good one. Dennis Leary in Draft Day.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
I forgot about that.
Such an odd role for a comedian to be taken seriously as an NFL coach, too.
Yeah, I know. Jack Warden, Heaven Can Wait with Warren Beatty.
Oh, yes. That is a great movie. Good one.
Rick Moranis and Little Giants. Jim in Springfield. Another one for Will Ferrell and Kicking and Screaming. I don't remember that one.
It was okay. I mean, it was like at the beginning of Will Ferrell's movie career, like early 2000s.
Kicking and Screaming?
Yeah.
2005.
Yep.
4626 says Chubbs, Peterson, Mr. Miyagi, and Yoda.
Yeah. I mean,
We'll
Mr. Miyagi is a very underrated coach.
Yeah, I agree.
By the way, Ralph Macchio is older now than he was than Mr. Miyagi was in Karate Kid, which just blows my mind.
That's crazy. 8502. This is a good one. You may not know the show. Mark Forward and Letterkenny. That show is pretty funny.
Letterkenny?
Yeah, it's on Hulu, I think. It's like it's this like stereotypical Canadian town. But I mean it's pretty funny.
What's a stereotypical Canadian town?
It's just they're very over the top. Over the top with the accents and loving hockey and all
lots of maple syrup, things like that.
Lots of maple syrup, yep. The coach in Blades of Glory.
Oh, that's Craig T. Nelson.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's a good one.
That's such a great movie. Remember we had Scott Hamilton on one time. He talked about doing that movie because he was like the color commentator.
Oh, yeah.
And he did it at the LA Arena in front of no one. Like nobody was there. And he goes, it was very hard because you're reading these lines and you're expecting a laugh. And when it all comes together, it was like, oh, I get it now. But during the time filming, it was like, this is very odd.
Molly McGrath in Wildcats.
Yeah, one vote we've not getting a lot. There's not been a lot of Ted Lasso votes.
No. Which I'm okay with because I feel like Ted Lasso is just too obvious.
Yeah, okay, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, you could say. I mean, you talk about you love him and then you hate him. You know, if you're going with what was his name? The Wonder Kid. That was the ball boy, and then he becomes the assistant, then he becomes the head coach of the other team.
In Ted Lasso?
Yeah.
I only watched like 5 episodes.
He's the equipment manager.
Yeah.
I don't want to say
his name.
I think
Wonder
his name is
Kid.
Nathan.
Nate. Yeah, Nate the Great. Yep. Like I don't think this could be another question for another day. A character that you just have an emotional roller coaster on, like that you go from like they either you hate them and then you love them or vice versa.
Right.
Like Nate in Ted Lasso is probably that, like one of those.
I need to watch more on that. We got a great movie that is North Dallas 40. It was a great football movie in the 70s. And B.A. Strother, the head coach, played by G.D. Spradlin, is a great head coach. And that's the point of all this. Thank you so much for that, 3634, because these are all movies that I've forgotten about and iconic sports coaches and characters that I've forgotten about. And so that's the whole point of all this, that it's fantastic to have this.
615-737-1025, just sifting through all of these because they're coming in a lot. Ed Harris in Radio.
Yeah, that's a good one. But that's real. That's real, though, I think. Wouldn't Radio a real character, like in North Carolina or something?
Maybe.
I think that's...
Another one for Mickey, or Burgess Meredith, a.k.a. Mickey and Rocky.
Chase, who did you go with?
I went with Lou Brown in Major League.
All right, I went with Morris Buttermaker, Bad News Bears. Just
Yeah,
because
since we're going to count Harry Hogg, though, I'll go with Harry from Spring Hill. Or Spring. I just read that.
Spring Hill.
Days of Thunder.
That's a good one.
This is what happens when all these texts are coming in and I'm trying to like talk and read at the same time. I'll say what I'm reading. So,
and then the Reggie Dunlap from Slapshot is such an underrated character and underrated. I mean, we in the sports world love that, but it still was what a great role, what a great movie, man.
a lot of Tony D'Amato votes as well. Or man, Ricky wanting to put him in there. A lot of people have brought that up. So we'll continue this throughout the show. 615-737-1025. Our phone and text line driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. But Joe, what we got coming up next?
Oh, God, it's already 10:30. All right, so the Franklin Rodeo is in town, one of the longest rodeos ever. I mean, it's still going strong many, many years later. We're going to talk to professional bull rider with one simple question. Why?
We will do that next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game.
You giggle every time that I say yes, ma'am. And I get this feeling if I held
Chasing Big Joe, 125-1063 The Game here on this Monday. Got a lot of fun things coming to our city and the surrounding areas, including the Franklin Rodeo, which is this weekend, May 16th through the 18th. And to talk more about that, we bring in bull rider Heath Simpson, who joins us now on the program. Heath, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
Doing fantastic. I know you're excited. You're a Tennessean, but being in Franklin, how fun is that going to be being in Franklin this weekend?
Oh, it's really nice because it's actually one of the ones that is semi-close to home, to say the least. I don't have to travel very far this weekend.
Well, Heath Simpson's on the line, professional bull rider. Heath, I've discovered in my lifetime there's two people I don't mess with, Marines and bull riders. And I got to think, when did it start with you riding a bull? When did one day is like, you know what, I want to do this. I know you start off riding, calves early on, then you go to steers and the bulls. But what was this progression like for you?
Well, as long as I can remember, I've always wanted to ride bulls. It's like, I can always tell Mom and Dad that I wanted to ride bulls and be a jockey, and I kind of outgrew being a jockey, a little too tall for that. So bull riding it was, and I just ever since I was little, that's what I was going to do, and here I am.
Yeah, well done. The Franklin Rodeo, by the way, starts Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And I tell you, if you've never been to the Franklin Rodeo, you need to go because, Heath, you know this as well. It's such a great job. It's a great event. Kids, families, everybody invited out there. All right, so let's talk about you some more, Heath. All right, so you have 8 seconds, right, to get on that bull to complete a ride. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So, all right, say you go 8 seconds, I go 8 seconds, Chase goes 8 seconds. How do they determine who's the best if we all complete the bull ride?
So it is 25 points or 50, per judge. So it's 50 points a total for you and the bull. So it's 50 points for how well you ride, how well you stay in control, and 50 points for how hard the bull bucks. So say your bull bucked better than mine, but we rode the same, you're obviously going to win. So, and Chase, if he was hanging off the side of him and his bull was stronger, he's probably going to get placed below both of us because he was technically out of control, I guess, if that makes sense, if one can actually look in control on a bucking bull.
So, all right. So, by the way, you're accurate with your description of Chase, by the way, for that bull
100%.
riding. So, Heath, let me ask you this. So, the bull, do you know the bull beforehand? Like, this guy's crazy, this bull's crazy or whatnot. Do you know that bull?
Sometimes you do, and sometimes you don't. It just depends. Like, stock contractors bring different bulls all the time because they have, quite a few of them, or, they may have bought a new one that you haven't seen before. But there's this thing, pro rodeo stats and stuff like, so if we wanted to, we can look up and see if they've had any outs on them or whatnot, just kind of get a game plan. But half the time I mainly look up that, so if I can find somebody that's rode them, just so I know what color bull I'm looking for when I get to the rodeo. Make it easier on me finding my bull. Other than that, I don't really pay attention to that because they're an animal and they can decide to do something different, just like me and you can.
Yeah, just like being married. Hey, all right, so Heath, on this, it says you've had several major injuries. The biggest was being stepped on. You had cracked ribs, lacerated spleen, and pancreas.
Lord.
What in the hell, man? Thank God you're still here, but that had to be something else, right?
Yeah, that was a little rough. I had a bull come out from full extension, and I just landed up under him wrong, and he came down from a full kick and planted both feet in my stomach, and it hit me hard enough. It caused some internal injuries and whatnot. And yeah, so I ended up spending 9 weeks in the Regional 1 hospital in Memphis, and, finally got out of it. It took 13 months before I could get back on something else, but yeah, it was pretty rough.
Okay, so I got this question, Heath. Heath Simpson on the line with us, Franklin Rodeo in town, May 16th through the 18th. 8 seconds is the standard. How often do bull riders actually last for 8 seconds?
Well, if you're really, really good, I would say you probably get one rode about 40 to 45% of the time, and that's being quite generous. Wow. Other than that, the other 60%, 50% is you get bucked off because, bulls are athletes just like we are, and the breeding programs they have these days, bulls are just phenomenal athletes, and, it's hard to get them rode.
So, how much interaction? I know this may sound silly. Do you have with the bull before you get on? Like, do you? I mean, do you try and calm it down? Like, talk to it? Like,
No, I pretty much they have what's called a brand on them, so we can identify them, either like an ear tag or it's kind of like a tattoo, like on a human being, just to kind of identify him. I go back there to find out which one he is, and just kind of like look at what the size he is, so I know how to adjust my rope to him for the size. And other than that, when he gets loaded in the preload or in the buck and shoot, that's when I put my rope on him, and we go from there.
Oh, my goodness. Heath Simpson's with us, professional bull rider. Heath, all right, so athletes, and you're an athlete, do specific trainings for their sport. What training do you do to be a bull rider?
Well, I work outside on a farm, so that's part of it. And then other than that, I'll do like agility and like stretches to like help my body stay loose and agile. I get, agile as much as I can and just go from there. I try not to do a whole lot of bulk training because I don't want to get myself, I feel like if I get too bulky, I won't be able to move on the back of, move where I need to. So it's mainly, agility, strength, stuff like that.
Now, you've qualified for the Southeastern Circuit Finals Rodeo 4 times. I guess to ask you, what does it take to be one of the 12 guys who compete at it? Because I got to think this is the elite of the elite.
Yeah, for the circuit it is. It just, a lot of hard work, and, you got to mainly stay positive because, like I said, you only, a good rider only rides the bulls 40% of the time. So there's a lot of buck offs in between rides, and you just got to stay positive and keep going and have a strong mental game, and just a lot of hard work.
And all right, so here's Chase and I have nothing but dumb questions because we're fascinated by this. How important is the rodeo clown when you fall off and that bull's coming for you again? Aren't they vital to saving lives?
Yes, they like to be called bullfighters these days. So.
Oh, they're not rodeo clowns anymore? Oh, my bad. All right. You're a bullfighter. They're not a bullfighter.
Well, they are very vital because you got to have guys out there that you trust, like that are going to, if things go to, hell in a handbasket, they're going to be there for you because things can get pretty hairy from time to time.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, Heath,
not all bulls are the most friendly things in the world.
How can we get somebody signed up to do that? Because I got a guy in mind in our afternoon show host. He likes to talk, so maybe he can talk him down.
Well,
you're going to talk to the stock contractor on that one.
That guy wouldn't last half a second on a bull. Also,
Probably not.
Do you wear a football helmet now, or y'all don't wear hats anymore, right?
Well, a lot of guys still do, but I've always ridden in a helmet, and it's kind of a joke these days. I've been on a handful of bulls without my helmet, just lesser bulls like in the practice pen, but when people look at me, I just tell them I don't want to mess my hat up because I tend to not ever land on my feet, even when I make a qualified ride. My get-offs are not the best in the world, so I land on my head a lot. So I just tell people I don't want to mess my hat up.
That a boy. By the way, I couldn't even imagine sitting in a stall on top of a bull. I don't think I could do that, Heath.
It's kind of like sitting on a horse.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, is that how long do you sit in the stall on top of the bull before it takes off?
Well, I try to, the quicker the better. Like, I try not to spend a whole lot of time in the buck and shoot. So, in the buck and shoot, you are surrounded by metal. So, if he decides to act up, that's the easiest place to get hurt because metal does not give.
Oh, okay. Well, good. All right, Heath, look, man, thank you for this. We're going to be rooting for you. Heath Simpson, bull rider this week at the Franklin Rodeo. Hey, best of luck, and please don't get stepped on.
I will do my best. I don't like getting stepped on.
All right, thanks, brother. Good luck,
Thanks,
man.
Heath.
I appreciate it.
Oh, that's good stuff. Listen, I know that we try to ask the best questions possible, but hey, everybody's thinking these things, so
right.
That's
no. There's no way. I'm not even getting in the stall. Heath Simpson's a legend for doing that. He got stepped on, cracked ribs, lacerated spleen. I can't even say it right, and pancreas, and was in the hospital forever. No. That dude's a man. We're not even on that level.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 100%. So appreciate that. The Franklin Rodeo coming up this weekend. You can go to franklinrodeo.com for standing room only tickets. $20 for adults, $10 for children. And again, franklinrodeo.com or at the gate while supplies last.
Yes.
Looking forward to that.
Absolutely. By the way, we're waiting for this guy to call back. This guy called in earlier before he's back on the line. All right, he says that the character in Slapshot, Paul Newman, is based on his father. He'll join us next to tell us more about this, Chase.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Okay, we'll do that next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game.
Well, we're still under a caution. I want you to go back out on that track and hit the pace car. Hit the pace car? Hit the...
I spent last night in the arms of a girl in Louisiana.
And that was a great, obviously, can't play the whole thing, but a great scene from the movie Days of Thunder.
Why can't we play the whole thing?
Because he says a word you can't say on the radio.
Gosh darn.
Yeah. I was sharing that with you guys in the text, not necessarily meaning for it to get played.
Sorry, I got a lot of things back here. I thought that's what he was queuing to. I didn't have him
That's okay.
preview. And
All good. All good. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. here on this Monday. All right, what? So we had a call during a break.
He's on right now. Let's go to the phone. This is Bruce Kent. Bruce, good morning. You say the character of Paul Newman in Slapshot was based off your father?
He was, Joe. And here's the story.
Okay.
The woman who wrote the book, Nancy Dowd, her brother Ned, who plays Ogie Oglethorpe in the movie, played for the old Johnstown Jets in the Eastern Hockey League. And so what Nancy did was she followed the team and wrote the book. And so my dad was Reg Kent, number 7, a center, and the captain of the team. Yes. And, of course, Reggie Dunlop was Reggie Dunlop, number 7, and the coach of the team. And Ned didn't have the greatest career. I think his high in goals was 17, except for the one year he played wing for my dad when he scored 32.
Wow.
So the story with the best part of the story for me, well, there's two best parts actually. I walk home from a junior high basketball game, and I walk into my house, and Paul Newman is sitting on my couch. And I mean, I'd seen Butch Cassidy, the Sundance Kid, a few years before, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And he knew how to skate. He was actually a really good athlete. And he knew how to skate, but he didn't know how to hold a stick. So my dad had to teach him how to hold a stick and did a lot of the skating scenes for him. And after the movie, and this is the best part of the story, after the movie was made, which I'm in as well and my dad's in, Paul Newman wanted my dad's number 7 Johnstown Jets windbreaker. So my dad traded it to him for the skates he wore making the movie. And I now have the skates from the movie Slapshot that Paul Newman wore.
What? Holy,
that's
in the book.
awesome.
If you read the book, The Making of Slapshot, there's a whole article or a whole chapter about the skates and the fact that I have them, and they're here in Nashville.
Bruce, what was that like when the movie comes out and you see? I mean, you hear like the movie, but you see it and you know that's based off your dad. That had to be quite surreal.
It really was, and the thing was, it got a lot of press for the language and for the violence, and the reality is that's the way I grew up. It was real. I mean, that there wasn't a lot in that movie that was blown out of proportion. I mean, that was the old Eastern Hockey. You got to remember, back in those days, there were 6 NHL teams, so that level of hockey was actually really good hockey. But one of the ways to get a name for yourself was to be a goon, and that was the way that the game was played back then. And it's the way I grew up. And it was actually a wonderful. I think one of the reasons the movie has really stayed as popular as it has been over what's now 50 years is that it really was a true story, and of course there were dramatic licenses taken, but it really was the way the game was played, and it was just a wonderful experience. All the actors that were in the film were awesome, except for one guy, Michael Onkeen, was a tool, but everybody else was great, and just the whole experience was fantastic.
Now, how did you get to Nashville?
I came here like many people do. I was living in Jersey. I was a consultant covering the whole country, and I didn't want to live in New Jersey anymore. And I came to Nashville, and we've been here for 18 years. My dad actually lived here for a while, and it was really nice. We went to see Crispy once at the arena because my dad's Edmonton Oil Kings team beat Crispy's Niagara Falls team for the Memorial Cup the year I was born.
That's
in
great.
62. And so, my dad showed Crispy the Memorial Cup ring. And, of course, Crispy then showed him his Stanley Cup ring, which trumps the whole thing. And I have two other quick things I'll share.
Sure.
A couple of weeks ago, a buddy from high school went back to Johnstown, where we're from. And my dad's number is retired. It's hanging from the rafters. He was an incredible playmaker. 1 year in 63 games, he had 106 assists. I mean, just a phenomenal playmaker. But anyway, his jersey's retired, hanging up on the rafters. And a buddy of mine from high school was at a game, and he sent me a picture and said, I never get tired of seeing your dad's jersey. And I put a Facebook post on a picture of the jersey hanging from the rafters and my jersey hanging in my closet. It's kind of the same thing.
Oh, that is so great. Man, that's awesome. Thank you for that story, because what a great life. What a great dad that you have. That's amazing.
It was an interesting life. I don't know even if I would call it great, Joe. It was very interesting. From 2nd through 8th grade, I was in 16 different schools.
Holy cow.
As his career is winding down, he retired when I was in 7th grade, playing in Spokane, Washington. And so it was a different growing up, and amazing friendships. I mean, the guys were fantastic, and my dad was a little different. He was a husband and a father, where most of the guys were young, and so we had a different lifestyle. But it was really a super interesting way to grow up. That's for sure.
Oh, what a story! Hey, thank you for listening. Thanks for calling in, Bruce. We appreciate you, man. Thank you.
No problem. Great topic, guys. Have a great day.
All right.
Thanks, Bruce. Yeah, that was awesome.
You walk in, there's Paul Newman on your couch. Come on, man.
That would be fantastic. All right, quickly, let's get to celebrity birthdays.
All right, let's do this. All right, here we go. Dr. Crane, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Dr. Crane, you're doing a masterful job back there today, so
thank you.
I'm proud of you. All right, first birthday today, guys. As we do this, we got a little time. Here we go. As my computer starts to refresh itself. Oh, okay. Actor Harvey Keitel. How old is Harvey Keitel? He was the wolf in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. 81.
86.
85. Dr. Crane on the board. Don't you him, Chase. You got something good there. Stevie Wonder. The great Stevie Wonder.
82.
85.
74. The very non-funny Stephen Colbert.
58.
63.
60. Tied at 1. Good job, Chase. Darius Rucker. Hootie. And by the way, I've been told don't call him Hootie. He does not like that. So when you see him, call him Hootie. Darius Rucker.
Darius Rucker, 56.
53.
58. Chaser's up 2-1. Chaser started from behind, and now he's cruising up in there. Let's see who else here. Actress and writer Lena Dunham. She had some show on HBO called Girls, I think.
I have no idea. 52.
59.
38. He played Edward in the Twilight series. Robert Pattinson. He's also played Batman in the worst movie I think I've ever seen.
I'm going to disagree. Yeah,
awful. That movie was awful. How old is he, Chase? Damn it. Don't argue with me during celebrity birthdays.
38, and it was not awful.
Awful.
34.
38 exactly. Chase up 4-1. All right, Chase, you got some momentum here. To speed through these real quick. Let's see who else here. Don't know them. Never heard of that one. Don't know that one. Good Lord. A lot of drummers today, birthday. I don't know any of these people. I really don't. And remember, I'm the pop culture guy. I don't know anybody in this.
I know. You don't talk about anything else.
All right, Dennis Rodman. That's our last one. How old's Dennis Rodman?
53.
62.
63. Well, that is
he really?
Yeah. He played for the Pistons in the late 80s.
I know.
Not like he's our age. I know. Chaser, man, a lot of fun today.
Yeah, it was good. Good show. Good participation. And we just have much more ahead.
Yeah, we do. By
stuff.
the way, to our guys out there, we tell you every show that we love you. If you're struggling, need to talk to somebody, please call 988 on your cell phone. Please reach out, talk to somebody. I'm telling you, if something happened to you, you'd be tremendously missed. And know that we love you and we're here for you. Know that.
Amen to that. Peace, love, rock and roll. Don't go anywhere. Caroline, Willy, and D-Mase coming up next. 102.5, 106.3 The Game.